All right, Kenman here, and today I have just returned from the 2024 Twin Cities Knife Show, brought to you by Midwest Knife Makers Guild. It was a fun show. This was the little floor chart that they gave you. You can see it was not a very large room. A lot of really cool knives and great people to talk to in there. Let's get into it. I'll tell you all about it. I don't actually have any video footage from being inside. I really just kind of wanted to do an overview and then was really just living in the moment, kind of enjoying it. I feel like people need to do that a little bit more. And then rather than going back and then trying to make videos and stuff at the same time, it was just lived in that time. And Iowa AK and his wife Janice came down and they met up with me, and so the three of us were kind of running around in there, and we just had a good time. And sometimes you really just need to just stop, drop your phone, and just kind of soak in what life has to offer. And that's kind of what we did. It was great. Interesting show. Not really the same as like a Blade show. None of the big companies were there. Just the smaller vendors, independent little companies that have their own little unique creations and one-of-a-kinds. These are all the names of the people that were there. Jordan from American Edge. He's out of Minnesota. He's got a nice website. They sell a lot of cool folders and stuff. So he did have a nice case with some interesting things in it. But pretty much most of it was fixed blades, kitchen knives, bushcrafting knives, big Viking sword type things like that. It was a good time. Here are some of the cards of some of the companies that popped out to me that I kind of spent a little more time talking to them and seeing what they were about and kind of learning about people that, you know, have setups at home that are actually making knives and doing it, you know. This was one from the North Star Forge. They have these classes that they offer. Jason Krause is the founder there. They've got the one where you do the railroad spike knife. $345, 6 to 8 hour class. But it was interesting. I might end up trying to do one of these. It might be fun. Maybe this utility knife one. Learn the basics of knife making, forging a 1075 high carbon steel into a full tang knife. Wouldn't that be fun? Anyone ever take one of these classes? I'm interested. Definitely had some fun talking to a lot of the people. They had a lot of varieties of styles. Like I said, some interesting kitchen knives. Had some interesting, you know, like one dude had these $100 butter knives, you know. Very interesting, very cool stuff. But yeah, it's a butter knife, you know. But everything in between, that's what's neat, is the world is full of different types of people that want different things. If you wanted some fancy kitchen knives, they had it. This guy here, Grip Tech. Slippery when wet, Grip Tech. RockSolidScales.com. But he basically patented a new material that he makes handles out of, that Grip Tech. It's kind of like a rubbery, it's hard to describe, kind of more of a rubberized G10 feel, I guess. But apparently it's doing good. He was selling some blanks that you could use to make your own and things like that. Fun stuff. I did pick up a couple of blocks. So, you know, I've got that CNC machine that I have not done anything with. Don't have it mass producing scales or anything as of yet. But there were several places they had materials they're selling. You could buy like ferric chloride or, you know, build mats, scale materials, steels. It was really fun. But yeah, these were just inexpensive little chunks of like layered wood that would be good for me on my the CNC machine, because these were, you know, like $5. What was it? Yeah, like $5 for this block. So I can take this block and cut it in half, and then I've got two sides of some scales, and then I can take like a knife, if you have, see like the knife about right there. So vertical cut, and then you can make a couple of scales out of that. Now these with the stripes in here, if you look at them from the side, kind of interesting stuff going on. So if you were to take this one with these stripes like this, and we make the scale this way, and then I do some contouring on it like that, what that contouring will do as it goes down the side, it'll reveal different kind of layers in the colors. So that is something that's kind of fun. That with these, there were cheap blocks, and you can buy $20, $30, $40, $50 blocks or more. Buy woolly mammoth scales that are millions of years old. But you know, when you start, you want to start cutting cheaper things, get some tests in. Excited to get going on that. Stay tuned for in the future. All right, Kenman, you've been talking for 5 minutes. Haven't seen a knife. Did you buy any knives? I bought one knife. Here it is. Made by Jeff Sheriff right here. Handmade knives. Jeff is out of Champlin, Minnesota. Real nice guy. Talked to him for a while. Interesting stuff. Just fun to talk to actual knife makers, kind of learn about their process, how they got into it, what they do. He had several interesting different knives, all kind of fixed blades. But something about this one, I picked this thing up, and you know, sometimes a knife just speaks to you, and this one did. What do we think? What are we looking at here, Dan? Well, this is, there's a new sheriff in town right there. I tell you what, Jeff Sheriff puts his name right on that blade right there. Really nice. It's a 154 cm. If you look, a nice thick, that's got to be 1/4 inch. We'll measure it in a second here. Chunk of steel, real nice big piece. And then it's got this interesting micarta handle. And it shows off kind of like what I was saying with those layers. This is kind of the effect that you get when you do some tapering and stuff. You can get those layers to kind of show through. So that's what I'm going to make an attempt on here when I start doing some handles with that material I got. But yeah, I don't know what you call this. A fixed blade Warncliffe utility. It just feels great. Look at how it sits in my hand here. I get the index finger on there. Nice draw. It's, you know, your thumb sits right on this spot. Kind of ramps up a little bit. And then there's this huge scoop right there. Really soft, smooth. You know, you kind of sanded it and shaped it and formed it really nice. The finger just sits right in there really well. And then the handle's huge. You know, I have a big hand, so when I loosely grip on this, it goes all the way to the end. So for this short blade, monster handle. I dig it. This is fantastic little user. I think I'm gonna use and abuse this thing and just see what I can do with it. Very interesting though. All right, so no jimps, no folding, no lockup, no clip swap, none of the normal types of things. Enjoy this. Would you like to see me go to some more shows? If so, hit the like button. Subscribe if you'd like to see more. I do plan to get to Blade Show Texas again next year. I went last year. It was really fun. It can get expensive when the shows are so far away. That's why it's nice when, like, this one was only, it was about a half-hour drive for me. And Iowa AK and his wife Janice came up. They had to drive through 4 hours to get up here. But we were able to just kind of run around and enjoy the show. It was a super fun time. I plan to meet up with them again sometime soon. But yeah, okay. So let's break this knife down a little bit here. A little close-up kind of pass, couple little pins. I like this multicolored micarta. Feels really good in the hand. Nice and grippy. And that big handle. Kind of wish there was some more of this yellow that kind of popped up on the front. Looks like it was kind of a layer that, you know, there wasn't really any in here, but it'd be neat if that kind of popped out a little bit more. But that's kind of what you get when you have those layered types. You don't know which ones are going to be a little more sticking out once you do the shaping. You can kind of plan for it, but you don't know for sure. But you know what I mean. All right, let's measure this up. There is a new sheriff in town. 6 5/8 tip to tip. Blade is about, you could say it's 2.5 with a 2 1/4 inch cutting surface and a nice 4 1/8 inch blade. All right. This is 0.13, 0.12. Sorry, off camera there on that thickness. So it's thinner than I thought, but it does look beefy. That full tang all the way through there, nice and thick. But she's 0.12. The 1/2 rides out to right about there, then moves out. Look at that polished. What do we think about this knife? I am excited for it. This is gonna be a user. 4/6 in the middle that way, thickest 0.81. Oh yeah, okay. Where is my pyrite? Boom. So pyrite is a great budget. Well, you can get premium ones as well, but a great daily EDC. Button lock. It looks like the handle is the same size as my new Sheriff. The blade is definitely 1/2 inch to 3/4 inch longer on the pyrite, but this is definitely a smaller blade. But handle wise is about the same as that pyrite right there. Not bad. It did come with a little sheath that he made, like a little neck knife sheath. Clicks in there nice and solid in there. Pop out. Huh, this thing is fun. So let's do a little test here. Grab me a slice of paper. Ooh! Oh, wow! You hear that? Oh boy, I tell you what, Jeff knows how to sharpen his knives. Look at this. Oh, it's just too much fun. That looks like it's thick and it comes down, but man, look at that polished edge. Do you think it's sharp enough? Oof. Oh, that is just... I should have done that before. I had no idea that that was going to be as great as it is. That is very sharp. Thank you, Jeff. You are interested in some of his knives. Does not have a website, but he's got they're one-offs. You know, you can just tell Jeff's this great guy that just works out of his shop. You know, it tells the wife, like, oh, honey, I'm going to go out and play around, tinker a bit, and he'll make a couple of knives, and this is what you get. Man, 154 cm micarta feels great in my hand. I love this, holding this. I was gonna have this be a user. I did not realize it was as sharp as it is. That makes it even better. I can't wait to. This is gonna be like a main laying around the house. Just gonna cut everything with this for a while. I love it. It feels great. It was a good time though. The Twin Cities Knife Show. Like I said, if you were looking for just folders, you probably want to save up and go to the Blade Show, where all the big companies are there. But if you want to meet some real people, some down-to-earth Midwesterners that are just knife lovers, knife makers in the community, and that's the type of show you should go check out. It was fun. I had a great time hanging out with Andy and Janice, Iowa AK. If you haven't seen, you can check out his channel. It's got some fun stuff on there. Plan to meet up with them again and maybe actually make more videos. Like I said, today we were living in the moment, just enjoying it, having a good time. I don't regret anything. It was fun. It was a blast. I got a new Sheriff in town. Can't wait to get use out of this. Plus, I got my blocks. Stay tuned for that CNC coming up. Stay sharp. We'll see you soon.